So on my way back to Germany, I had the opportunity to pass by Brasov, the city of Brasov, and it was highly recommended. Also from the comment section, there are people who are like, you, if you can visit some other towns, there's so much more beauty out of Bucharest. And I believe you. Oh my God, I believe you, because the whole way to Brasov, I mean, what? I said Romania is beautiful, mountainous, with beautiful landscape. But wait until you actually see them. That's when you're like, oh, mind blown, mind blown. And on my journey from Bucharest to Brasov, I got to enjoy some really nice views. That journey is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my God, it was amazing seeing the little villages and towns along the way. And they're really colorful, some of them. Some of them have maintained their architecture from back in the day till now. It was so beautiful, honestly. I really enjoyed. And I remember I once made a comment in one of the videos of how much I love Manila songs, and some of you came for my neck in the comment section. And one of you, I remember a guy called Dargad, recommended that I listened to someone called George Zamfir, and I did during the road trip, and oh my God, did I cry. I never thought that a song could make me tear up like that. And then you can imagine the mood in the car with those kind of songs, and then you're passing through these villages every few kilometers. It was nice, it was magical. Honestly, if you haven't taken that road trip, I don't know what you're waiting for, because for me, I will do it over and over again. It was so beautiful, and nothing prepared me for the beauty that Brasov is. Oh my God. As soon as we started entering the town, I was like, what's going on? Where is this? How are we here? How is this a real place? By the way, how is this a real place? Looking at the cobbled streets, the colorful houses, the gothic architecture of the buildings, I felt like I was in a movie, It just felt unreal. It felt like I had just walked into a wallpaper or a painting. My God, that place doesn't look real. I don't know. I'll try make sure that the video is showing, because the video does not even do justice to you seeing with your two eyes. It's not the same. Whatever the video is, it has reduced the beauty a bit, and it's still beautiful. I know. I could not believe. I was in awe the whole time. How is this a real place? Somebody pinched me because I think I was dreaming. How? It's so beautiful. And everything is in order. It's clean. It's cozy. It just feels cozy, by the way. And I really loved the way the Carpathian Mountains surround the city. And because of that, it has like this natural backdrop. Like the town has its own, background. And, it makes it just look beautiful. It looks picturesque. And I learned that the town has existed for almost from 1200s. So for very many years. That's when it was established. And to imagine it is still there. They have maintained the buildings as they were. They've tried to maintain how it looked from back then. And it has a lot of history and it has a lot of history actually. There's so much to learn from, and there's so much to dig into, because from 1200s till now, those are so many years, and a lot has happened till today. So I was really impressed by that. And even as you enter Brasov, you will notice the Hollywood sign written Brasov, perched high above the city. I really liked that sign. It looked so cool. And I was told that during the night it lights up, and you can easily take a hike up on that mountain and just get to that Brasov sign. There's a viewpoint. From there, you can look down on the city and just see the beauty. And I thought that was really nice. I just couldn't wait to get out of the car, to go walk into the city, to go walk through the streets. Looked really narrow, and I just couldn't wait to walk on them. And as soon as we got out, the first place I walked up was to the town square. At the town square, it's a hub of activities with hot dog cafes. It's bubbly, there's life, there's market stalls and people selling local crafts and souvenirs. And I found myself walking into the souvenir shops, because how am I in Brasov and don't carry something from Brasov? That's not me anymore. Because in the past, I never used to be into souvenirs or carrying things. But now, because I've come to appreciate the gift of experiencing new things, of traveling to different places. Now I understand why you have to carry a souvenir, because it's deep. I can't even explain it to you, but I just have to carry something. And the people are so friendly. The vendors were really nice and warm. But of course, I understand they have to be that nice and warm because they're in business, and Brasov is more of a tourist destination now. So they have to be nice to the people who come to visit. And you actually see a lot of tourists around. You see people walking. You can tell a lot of them are tourists. A lot of them have come to view. Some in groups. I would see people in groups being guided by, let's say, somebody to walk them through the city. Of course, it's usually better if you can get somebody to walk you through the city and give you an idea of what's going on, what happened, give you the history, take you to the to the joints and everything. And if you can't, it's also okay, because Google is there now. But yeah, I really saw a lot of people are tourists, and then people are just seated in the cafes. It was in the evening, so there's a lot of activity, people walking. There's just life. Kids playing with the doves. There was like this fountain, and kids were just playing with the doves. It was just nice, It just feels very warm. And we got to visit the Black Church, which is a church with this Gothic style. It is actually a very iconic landmark for the city, and a lot of people have to visit when they go there. This is because this church has a huge history behind it. And the church dates back to the 14th century and was originally called the Church of St. Mary, until a fire broke out somewhere in the 17th century and turned its walls black, giving it the name known by today. Well, it is not exactly black, because I was expecting a super black church, like negro, like proper black, but it wasn't. It is somewhere in the grayish zone, but you can tell this is a very old building. All those years from the 14th century till now, it is still standing, like proper. It is still standing. It's for me, that was a really big deal, and I had to see. That was like a must see when I'm in Brasov. And when you enter inside, you see they have preserved some things, some carpets, some rugs. I don't remember the years they date back, but there's some rugs in there. And then there are these really big organs that they used to use in the church, and they're really big. Oh my God, I've never seen such giant organs before. Really, the organs are very big. I don't know if I caught them in the video, but they are really big. And the furniture, some of them really smell old. No, and it's not to mean offense. It is just to give you an idea of how it is, to give you an idea of the past. Some of them really smell old. And then you get to see how the people used to sit in the church back then, the arrangement, where the choir people sat, and the sizes of the chairs were really tiny. I don't know if the people back then were really tiny or what, but the sizes of the chairs were really tiny as compared to now. But anyway, that was just my view. But it was such a beautiful experience. It is not only a stunning architectural masterpiece, but also an important part of Brasov's history till today. So now you know. Now, if you're watching this and you did not know about the legend of Dracula, or at least you know about Dracula, but you never linked Dracula to present-day Romania, well, this is your lucky day, because I will tell you all about it. Turns out, the rest of us, we knew, like for me, I knew Dracula from way back since I was a child, but I never knew that it was based off even a real-life character. I just thought it is one of those things that people come up with, like how we have the princesses, the stories with all these things, They didn't exist really in real life, but that's how I just thought. Also Dracula, the vampire, the blood-sucking monster, it's the same thing. So turns out it's a real person. It's based on a real human being. Of course, he wasn't like a blood-sucker per se, but he was kind of brutal. And his name was Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad Dracu, something like that. He was a historical figure who ruled the Principality of Wallachia, which is the region which is the modern-day Romania, somewhere in the mid-15th century. So Vlad earned his nickname, the Impaler, for his brutal tactics in battle, which included impaling his enemies on wooden stakes and leaving them to die slowly and painfully. Can you imagine, like, passing through, from the photos I saw, putting a stick through someone's behind and it comes all the way to the mouth, like, choop. Oh my God, and then leaving them hanging out in the castle like that, leaving bodies out of the castle, and people can see the people you've killed. Like, oh my God, that sounds crazy, right? But I mean, he did that, but I don't think he ever like completely drank blood or ate people per se. And I wasn't there, but from what I've read, I don't think he did that. So it really sounds brutal, but in those times also we know like there was wars right, left and center. People were killing, people were doing all these horrible things, but that was the world those times. I really am glad to have not existed in those times, because it was either you kill or you get killed in a battle. Like, I don't think there was any in betweens. Or if you don't survive that, you end up as a slave. Like, I don't know, but I normally feel like the world during those times was just very chaotic. And I'm just glad to be in the present day. And I appreciate everybody who fought and died, and that was then, that's what they had to do. And we appreciate them till now. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't exist in those times. Anyway, so yeah, that's how he earned his reputation. And that's how, that's how he ended up being known as like a very bad person. But I know he was doing all that to protect his home people, his country and everything. So yeah, so this writer called Bram Stoker, he came up and created this character that we now know as Dracula, based on how that Romanian leader was. Yeah, so that's how Dracula is based from that region. And there's this castle where it's believed he passed through, he lived, and it's called the Castle of Dracula's Castle, and it is a very huge tourist attraction that is close to Brasov. I don't know how many kilometers, but it is pretty close to Brasov. Like, if you come to Brasov, it's given, you have to go see it. And yeah, so people really have to go there. And I hear there's a lot of things even in the castle, because also the castle is also from those times, 15th century, and it has a lot of history. They have preserved some things from back then, how people used to sleep, the kind of beds that are there, dressing and everything. So it's worth the visit. So we had limited time in Brasov, like I've said, and we didn't get to do so much, but the little that we did, I really came to appreciate Brasov in a big way. And we had this friend in Brasov who we got to also pass by and say hello to him. And he's Romanian and he speaks really good German. And I was curious as to why he's that good in German. And he told me that a lot of people in Brasov speak German, really good German, just because, but somewhere in history, at one point, Germans had invaded the Brasov area and they had stayed there. And for that, they never quite left. Not all of them left. And you leave some bits and bits of you along the way. So I guess some people were left who are German speakers till to date. And also kids in school get taught that. It's a thing till now. And yeah, so they also taught German in school, and of course they speak Romanian, and also so that they also talk really good English there. So I guess that's just how it is. And when we spoke, because for him that's how he feels when he goes to other areas, let's say like at the Black Sea, those areas really fascinate him because he's used to the mountainous life. So when he goes somewhere different, for him it's a really big deal. And I really love that, which makes sense because for me, I don't have this every day, so it was a big deal. I don't know if I would really want to live there every day, but I think it's a cool place to live in every day. It looks like waking up to a Pinterest kind of atmosphere, like it just doesn't feel real, but it is very, very real. And for me, I felt like Brasov has a certain charm that just captures you, and it's the fact that it has something for everyone. The outdoor lovers, the hopeless romantics, the food enthusiasts. Oh, there's so many cafes to try and enjoy food from. There's so many nice things. I got to enjoy some really nice candies. And the history lovers and those of us obsessed with old towns and medieval architectures, that is one place that you have to visit. Just have it in your bucket list. And I still have some other towns that I'd love to visit, like Cluj and Sighișoara. Those regions, I feel like I would really love to experience what is going on there. In the meantime, this is where we are, and Brasov is somehow done at the moment. So my idea is, let's make unforgettable memories together, and in doing so, don't forget to share with me the place that left an everlasting impression on you. Okay, that way we get to travel together, and just the way this one did for me. And in the meantime, I want to let you have a lovely time. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and until next time, la revedere.